Okay, so for your do now, for planning today, you're gonna identify two low performing items based on the data that I've given you. And then you're gonna create an exemplar for the two low performing items that you identified. And it's a silent so that means you're working independently. I'm gonna come around and help you analyze this data if you are unfamiliar with it. But just like a quick overview on how to do it. So Ms. Nordstrom, this is how this is how it looks when I pull up an assessment, like data from an assessment. Okay, I use School City, the district uses School City. What you will see on your end for your student, you'll probably see one. But with them, they see all of their kids. Okay, for this one specifically, this was last year's data. Okay, 24-25 on how those kids that are now in second grade did on subtraction and 10 assessment. That's the unit that we're on currently. Okay, so if you look across these numbers over here are the item numbers. So this was question number 1, this was question number 2, question number 3, and so on. The percentage underneath that is how many, the percent average of students that performed on that assessment. So Smith is the first row. That's the whole grade level combined. And then the one at the bottom is A-Leaf, how A-Leaf did collectively. Okay, so what you guys are gonna do for you now, go ahead and circle the low performing item based on last year's data. And then when you've done that, flip over to the back and create an exemplar for that question you identified. So we'll do one right now. If we need some support. Looking at Smith, let's just look at Smith, not A-Leaf. Which question was the lowest? Number 4 was what?
Let's compare it.
Yeah, because that was 42%.
42. And the other one is 7 or 8.
And then the other one was who?
7 or 8. Ah, no, actually 10.
Number
61, number 10.
Yeah, it's a tie between number 2, number 3, and number 10, right? Right, okay, so that's 4 that you could possibly do an exemplar for. Okay, so go ahead and flip over to the next page. And pick out of those we just identified, which one you want to make an exemplar for. Basically, you're gonna do the work. And you're going to show strategies that you would want your students to produce in order to be successful. So, alright, so we are just quickly analyzing some data based on the subtraction to 10 assessment from last year. This is Smith's data. So for your do now, I'm just gonna identify, I think we've already done that, but you can go ahead and look at it yourself. Identify 2 low performing items. And out of those 2 low, once you identify them, flip over to the back, and then you're gonna do an exemplar for those 2 low performing items.
Sorry, I was hoping on pregame because Miss Angelo was choking, so she's in the nurse office. I don't think she's okay now, but she couldn't stop coughing, so they had to take her to the nurse. So that's why I was with pregame. I'm sorry.
You're okay. We'll check on her. So we will need our laptops for this.
Oh, okay.
We are, for our do now today,
Mhm.
I gave everybody the copy of the data from last year's subtraction and 10 assessment. So these are how the kids that are now in second grade did it.
Mhm.
Right here, they were in their
Yeah.
second grade now.
Oh,
they were first grade last year.
Okay.
So these are the item numbers
Mhm.
right here. These item numbers match
Mhm.
this here. Okay, so you're gonna circle the low performing item, the one that has the lowest number, and this is Smith going across.
Mhm.
Smith going across, this is.
Oh, we're looking for the lowest item.
Or 8. I don't see here.
And there's the answer 1, 4, 2. Try it yourself.
I was looking at this naturally.
Sorry, I pointed it out, but try it yourself.
I got you.
Have that practice.
Oh, no. This one that I chose.
Yeah, you're gonna answer that question just as you would like your first grader rule. not as an adult, solve it as a first grader, your ideal student response. You want them to draw a picture, you want them to underline a few words.
Oh, you guys right here?
This is your Become a first grader, not how an adult would solve it. First grader, how would you want your first grader to solve it? You said two questions, yeah, okay. While you guys are working, I'm walking around just taking notes on some of your strategies. A lot of you are doing number 4. Which is great, a lot, so you can choose any two, but I'm just walking around and looking at your notes. And writing them down. Yeah, those are 69% overall. I think that's good. Oh, they might have changed it, remember, this is an assessment, because they don't post it anymore. This is
Well,
for
I think that-
2022.
Oh, yeah, because 60, I wish I would have 61. And it's always the higher level.
Yeah,
I think they took it out.
probably,
I don't think-
but number 4 they did not, I think.
No,
number
the
four-
four is it was correct. The other one, fine.
Okay. All right, no matter where you guys are, we're gonna take a pause right here and share out some of the low performing items. Okay, a lot of you, based on my notes while I was walking around and actively observing, I noticed that most of you did number 4. Question number 4 was most of the ones you guys were doing. Ms. Lindsay showed chumps. Ms. O showed lines to match. Ms. Hubbard used a number bond, and Mr. Zawaka drew a picture. That just tells me all of you have multiple pieces on it, which is great, which is fine. So let's talk about number 4 real quick. Okay. Anybody want to popcorn out why you think the kids perform so low in this question?
They can say feeding hand, they don't understand what fewer.
Comparing, so with that problem with them.
Pairing is a struggle,
Comparing
yes.
and paying.
Viewer,
I think from,
Go ahead.
was in probably, most of them probably added. Just seeing 7 and 2, like, cause I know even if it's subtraction, sometimes the students still don't remember, okay, we're not doing addition, we're doing subtraction, so that could be an automatic
Yeah.
for some students.
When they see that Bob has 7 buttons and then it says Pam has 2 fewer buttons than him, they automatically just be like, oh, Pam has 2 buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And so they make that mistake, they don't realize that, okay, she has fewer
That
than him. Because they'll get the fewer and more part, like when you start teaching fewer and more and whatever, they'll get that part, but then when they read it, it's like, oh, Bob has 7 buttons, Pam has 2 buttons. That's how they come out. View.
And actually, I think 2 was the highest one that they picked.
2 was they just see Pam has 2 buttons.
Right, yeah. It's okay about it. They confused. And also they have to do some thinking with this.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't show them 2 viewer, they gotta produce that themselves. Okay, so does anybody wanna share their strategy? I'll just pick one, or I can call it Paul.
I showed the way I do.
Volunteer.
So.
You,
So-
do you mind coming up for
Oh,
myself,
okay.
showing us what you did?
Oh. And so I showed them that when we first read, so Bob has how many? 7, right, buttons. Pam has 2, and then fewer, so I know that that's a keyword box, that fewer buttons than Bob. And then how many buttons does Pam have? So we looked in to see that this was missing, and so I showed them, so, Bob had 7, we track and count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Pam has 2 fewer than him, so take 2 buttons from Bob. And then they see 5, so some of them will go ahead and answer, but then I still make them draw. So draw her buttons and then they gonna try to match this picture, so I let them do that. Right, and then match it up. So Bob had 7, we know 7 is our number, Bob had 7. How many is she missing? She's missing 2, is nothing there. So 2 fewer, and then you know that it's 5, track and count, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many buttons does Pam have? She has 5.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so in your instruction right now, do you think you've prepared your students for this question?
I'm gonna say no. I haven't come across the word fewer.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
haven't
They put
used
it-
this yet.
Yeah, subtraction, yes, but the fewer, no. And
Uh-huh.
then doing that, comparing like that, not fully, no.
Okay,
Right now,
Sorting will be the closest.
right now, it's just whole part, taking away and the two studies that we saw last time.
taking away,
Taking away and-
and separating.
And the first-
Yeah, I must say, that will be the closest.
That
We've
is the
gone so
ones.
far today.
Okay,
Yeah, we have.
Because comparing,
in a little bit, you're gonna get your lesson plan template, okay, and then there is some question, you guys will get to take a peek, thank you, Ms. O. You get to look at what questions are going to be presented.
Mhm.
A lot of them might not have the word viewer, especially for next week, so our job today is to make sure that we do prepare for something like this. So as an exit ticket today, I didn't put it on the agenda, but an exit ticket today, before you leave, can you create one story problem
Mhm.
that has the word fewer
Mhm.
or less, and I will create a slide or a presentation that has questions similar to this,
Okay.
using that bank that you just gave me. Okay, so that's one thing we're gonna do. Okay, so this is just our opportunity to think about the end in mind, okay? We don't have questions like this as much as we're seeing part whole and separating and taking away. So we gotta think ahead now that we still have next week to teach. Next week is our last full week in subtraction, and then you have your assessment on October 7th, which is the following Tuesday. Okay, we only have time for one because we still have to unpack the unit. Let's see. Stop it now. Hold on.